1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Wrestling with Racism, where we wrestle with racism every single day of our lives. If you are an American Negro and you are not subscribed to Wrestling with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. You may also find Wrestling with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, Spotify, Rumble, Patreon, and at noncrackers.al on Twitter X, where you can find more white truths.
Say, man, I just don't understand what's going on across this land. What's happening, brother?
On this week's edition of Wrestling with Racism,
what's happening, my man?
We are going to provide another throwback leading to our Season 3 return at WWE SummerSlam, as we have been on a vacation, a much-needed vacation.
Tell me, friend, how in the world have you been?
As we are burnt out of professional wrestling. This throwback is a long one, and it is discussing the fiasco between Booker T and Swerve Strickland that happened last year. Booker T being of the Boulé class, and Swerve Strickland being an outright coon. Ask yourself, how have they progressed over the last year since this program was recorded? Enjoy the program, and we will be back at WWE SummerSlam. In the meantime, take care of yourself as an individual and protect one another as family. As our ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly, we are one. And that's the way it is.
The time.
Welcome to Wrestling with Racism, where we wrestle with racism every single day of our lives. If you are an American Negro and you are not subscribed to Wrestling with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. Tonight's program will feature an array of topics, but the main topic is the fiasco between Swerve Strickland and Booker T. The Boulé versus the Coon. Who was right? Who was wrong? We will discover that. We will also go over Monday Night Raw, which happened overseas, where Bianca Belair was once again racially attacked by white folk. And we will also discuss NXT as we viewed it while recording this program. We here at Wrestling with Racism would like to thank you all for checking out the program. Feel free to comment below. Wrestling with Racism will begin after these next few messages. In the meantime, take care of yourself as an individual and protect one another as family, as our ancestors stated plainly.
From the very start, deep down in your heart, and that's the way it is.
for the last 20 years.
That's not what happened when Vince said the N-word in front of you. That's not being treated fair. My opinion. And to that statement, it's not even what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying, what people are saying. I'm saying what your audience is saying. So it's not just me just talking out of my ass out of nowhere. It's what your audience has been complaining about for the better part of like 2-3 years from not seeing black talent even getting single matches on PLE.
But I told Swerve Strickland to his face how disappointed I am in him as a young brother, because all I did for Swerve Strickland ever was put him over and put him on a pedestal as being one of the best out there that ever did it. He deserved being the AEW champion. And for him to say something like that about me, I don't know if these guys think racism stopped in 1990 when I got in the business, but it didn't. Okay, you may not hear about a lot of racial issues with Booker T, because I handled racial issues head first. I opened doors. I broke down barriers for people like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland perhaps would not even be here if it wasn't for me. I have to apologize for nothing that I've done in this business, because I've gone out there and literally represented in the ring, out of the ring, from day one all the way to this day in 2025. Okay, you speak on Vince McMahon and him saying the N-word. You want me to be angry black man in the company. You want me to not open doors and make, spaces for people like you. That's what you want me to do. Swerve Strickland, I hope you're never going to be in the movies. I hope you're never going to be on a movie set, because you might hear somebody say the N-word. And if you got a problem with it, they're going to tell your ass to get the hell out of here, because this is a movie. All right. And I'm upset. I'm upset because, more importantly, I'm disappointed at Swerve Strickland, because what I told him, and I'll repeat it, just like I repeated it to him, you got played. You got played, bro. You got played. You let that man play you and pit you against me and me against you. I don't know how many stories you ever heard about that on Vlad TV, but it's many of them. It's many stories out there about the black man against the black man, because Vlad is pitting them against each other. I don't know how many people you heard that's got locked up from the federal perspective about going on Vlad TV. I don't know what the hell you doing on Vlad TV, first of all. What have you done to be on Vlad TV? Okay, that's just my opinion on. It's not a lot of black representation on the PLEs these days. Well, damn it, I didn't have to worry about that in my day. I was on all of them. I was on all the pay-per-views. All right. I was main eventing some of them as well. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about as far as that goes. Maybe it's a drop-off, as far as talent. Maybe guys need to work up to my level, okay? And really, really think about putting themselves in a position and say, hey, man, let's forget about, this black thing, and let's throw it all in and see how good we are. Let's do it the way I did it.
Now you need an ass whooping.
All right, we ain't got to start nothing on social media or anything like that. Let's just see how good we are, because I could have sank all the way to the bottom in the WWE, just like so many others did. So many of them. Well, and more importantly, most of those guys are white guys. I'm just saying, it was about how talented I was, and as far as he is, it's about how talented he is. It's about how talented every other black person that get what they get in this business. Don't just throw a tag on them because they're black. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And for him to speak on something like that and make it about that because he had a bad experience, bro. That's like painting everybody the same way. I don't see it that way. I don't put myself in the category with everybody else.
She's been eating. Oh, woman. Now you need an ass whooping.
Unfortunately, here we go. The Boulé versus the Rat Coon. Booker T versus Swerve Strickland. If you are an American Negro and an American Negro only, subscribe to Wrestling with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, and at non-crackers.out. Twitter X for more white truths.
She is sure not pretty, and her skirt is short. Long knows the legs are steady. When they walk to school, she's got to get out early. With clothes on, but they are never ever dirty. They're living just enough, just enough for the city. Her brother is smart, he's got more sense than me there. His patience is long, but soon he won't have any. 'Cause to find a job is like a haystack needle. Was where he lives, they don't use dollar people. They're living just enough for the city.
And now, our feature presentation. Welcome to Wrestling with Racism, where we wrestle with racism every single day of our lives. If you are an American Negro and you are not subscribed to Wrestling with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. You may also find Wrestling with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, Spotify, and at non-crackers.al on Twitter X, where you can find more white truths. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Deportation 2025. What's up?
Making breakfast for tomorrow.
God damn, how the hell do you do that?
Yeah, just that way when I get up, one less thing I gotta do.
I'm sorry, to be specific, what are you making?
Eggs.
Okay, you eat reheated eggs.
Not normal.
Hulk Hogan used to just go for it, raw eggs, but he's white, he's a savage, whatever, more power to him. I'm also joined by my other co-host, the owner of a stolen gun. What's up?
What it do?
What you making for dinner tonight? I'm pretty sure you're not gonna make no damn breakfast tonight, unless you eating it.
Hell no, man. Eat that shit fresh.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Like doing late night meal prep.
I just won't fucking eat breakfast. That's Chad, foundational bearded American, is still under the weather, but we're hoping that he is going to be okay. He will be here this week for our next program for AEW Dynasty, but we are joined by Wrestling with Racism's own correspondent, Duke CT from the Duke CT Lounge. Owner, what's up?
Got a little situation going on in the wrestling community. A little black on black violence look like.
Man, who the fuck saw that shit coming? With Vlad name just stuck in the middle. Who in the fuck saw that coming?
Okay, the Jewish Russian man done put a battery in Negroes back to go at each other.
Now, I want to be clear with everybody. We kind of stepping out of our original date because of this, but at the same time, it is Tuesday night, and this will, probably be released on Wednesday or Thursday. And right now, WWE NXT is, and WWE NXT is on right now, and two people that has been missing from NXT before last week is actually out right now. Lash Legend is facing some white woman with the red mullet, 80s type hairstyle or whatever the fuck that is. Who is that? Who is that white woman?
I want to say they call that chick Zarya. I'm not sure.
Never heard.
Yeah, Zarya. She's just she's a I believe this person comes from the desert. She is like this new monster type character or something. And she was in tag
I've
matches
never
or whatever,
seen or
but
heard her before.
Zarya,
Gosh,
that's what
Edge's
she is.
Legend is beautiful.
And by the way, they just relinquished both. They relinquished her the Valkyria's championship. So I'm like, why did they make her double champion in the first place?
Okay, so wait a minute, because I missed that. I seen The Rock's ugly ass daughter in the ring with her. They stripped her of. I didn't see the. I wasn't watching. I was talking and getting this together. But what happened? They stripped her of both titles.
No. They stripped her with the North American title.
Okay, so now this match, because I seen in the corner. I'm not listening, but I seen in the corner that they're having a ladder match. Apparently, this is a qualifying match. Is that for the North American title?
Yep.
Okay,
That was for the North American.
Are correct. Why did they strip? Why did they have this match just to take it off of her? Who did they take the title off of? Who was the Julia?
Julia was the women's champion. I think she's hurt. And Valkyria was the American champion, the U.S. champion, North American title, and they,
Oh, Ricky Starks get a.
they pretty much like they had a championship. Yeah, I just don't care.
I want to ask everybody this. I want to ask everybody this because NXT is supposedly the nigger. I want to ask everybody this because NXT is the nigger show. Supposedly, we're going to discover how much of a nigger show it actually is. How many American Negroes held the women's championship in NXT?
It was just Bianca, right?
Did Bianca hold that title?
Are we talking about the American Championship?
No, I'm talking about the NXT Women's Championship. And I want to get specific on that because white folk used to tell me that AEW wasn't racist because Jade Cargill held the TBS Championship and then let alone for a fucking year. But to this day, 6 years into the company, not a single American Negro woman ever held the AEW Women's Championship. Matter of fact, none of them has even been contenders. White folk would say, what the fuck is that big trans name? Nyla Rose was the first, but you already know how we feel about that. The Indian bitch. So y'all had time to look that up. No American Negroes ever won the women's championship. How about the tag team championships? How many American Negroes won the NXT tag team championships?
Let's see, Jason Jordan, one time with Chad Gable.
Okay, and for the record, Jason Jordan is mixed with white.
All right, so count him off.
Mike, we was talking about this the last time, talking about the mulattoes. We credit, if we credit them white, we credit them black. But where do we credit their success?
Success?
Yes.
Depends on how they grew up and how they embrace.
So Ruka, you wouldn't credit her success to us, right?
Wait, Sol Ruka's mulatto?
Get the fuck out of here. Don't tell me you just figuring this shit out. Apparently, her father looked like a Jamaican. Light-skinned Jamaican. But I'm not sure. I don't have time to go back to that right now. But I'll tell you what,
I thought
Mike.
he was just like tan white woman.
Nope. White folk could tell you all day long. They will be quick to tell you, look, nigger, she's black.
Because I've seen them trying to push Kamala as black. Kamala Harris is black.
Oh, they trying to push this white bitch as a black man.
I've never heard anyone say that Sol Ruka was black.
Mike, where in the hell have you been?
they will try anything to say that, just to say, little stuff there or whatever. It's sad, but yeah.
Our first show together between me, you, and Chet. I actually used her parents with her as the thumbnail because we talked a lot about mixed people in that conversation.
That might have been one of the shows where I was asleep.
Oh God! It's still available on YouTube, by the way. It's still available on YouTube, by the way.
Besides Wesley with MSK or the Prophets, who's ever been tag team champs?
Where do you credit Mercedes Monet's success?
She was raised by her mother.
Her German
mother raised her wife.
Okay, so I see where you at. So it just depends on who you connect with. That's where you credit their success, right?
Their upbringing.
How about you, Honor?
I gotta take into account, WWE, the game they playing when they present biracials as whole black people. So
yes, they do. How about you, Duke?
I put her family and connections. And Mercedes Moné is my cousins with Snoop Dogg, so there's connections.
That don't mean shit. She 20 years younger than this motherfucker, and they wasn't going over her goddamn house every day because the father ran out on them. Let them tell it. There we go.
Well, and I thought she was Mexican. I mean,
I thought she was Mexican too. Who the fuck named their child Mercedes? The fuck?
She always doing tributes to Eddie Guerrero. I mean,
that's what it is. So, yeah, if she is, I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But I'm just like, I look at that whole thing. It's just like, she's talented and whatever. She ain't like, she's better than Charlotte Flair. I don't care. I think she's better than Charlotte Flair. Because she, at least she can actually get a crowd to actually, she can actually do stuff in the ring other than just doing the same, just stuff that's just, been coasting. That's, Charlotte's been coasting for a while,
Lash Legend looked really, really, really good in this match. But,
she does.
I don't want to sexualize women, but goddamn, she cold in every angle. But yeah, as far as wrestling, she is pretty damn good. I don't know why.
Yeah, she's good. She's a big
like that, but
yeah, she's nice back.
I don't think they know how to utilize her.
She's better than Jade.
Powerful woman yet, maybe because she not shaped like Bianca and Jade. Like she not cut like them. I meant to say.
Right. And I think she probably. I would be pushing her over what Jade is right now.
The fuck was that? That is nice. That was supposed to be like that. Now the white bitch is sabotaging her. That's what's happening. Yeah, she tried to rush and do that goddamn hurricanrana, you fucking white bitch. White folk get on my goddamn nerves with they stinking asses.
But they run the place, man. They got they stole all the stuff and they do all the other things, man. They colonize the whole damn thing.
And they spend so much time on that, they can't take the time to wash their ass. Oh shit! Oh my god! Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
And she kicked out of the choke slam. Why did you have Lash Legend do a choke slam just to have her lose? Not lose, just to have her kick out. What woman?
Because that's what it is. Like
choke slam. Huh?
I think Awesome Kong did back in the day.
Okay.
But that's it. Yeah, I hate the fact that choke slams now are just like the DDT.
Yeah, so disrespectful.
Yeah, but then that's what time moves on 2 and 3. Of course.
Oh, this white bitch is horrible. That was a terrible spear. Speaking of rehash moves, spears, and all this other shit,
But they
but
gon'
then when people do get creative, like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and stuff, and those type of people do get creative, the moves look so devastating, and they don't finish you off. It's like, how do you balance that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, but the problem is people see that like
Wait, it's the
moves
beer?
and yep,
Oh my
with
god.
a terrible F5.
She
I mean, Megan Bayne.
Oh, let me rewind.
Megan Bayne is much better. She did that move much better.
Man, this white bitch
Yeah.
sabotaged her. Oh my god. So now Lash Legend can't go to the pay-per-view for WrestleMania weekend. All right. Now, are you going to Dynamite next week? Are you going to Dynamite next week?
Yeah. I'll see if I can. If I can't, because I'm trying to save money to go to Chicago. If not, the Chicago trip is like 50-50 now. But if I can't go to Chicago, I'll probably go to the Baltimore show. If not, I'll see if I go to the Double Nothing or something like that. Because I do want to do something to get out. Because man, it's just like I love going to those shows, be it WWE, AEW, or whatever. Just go to a show like from outside where I'm at. It's nice and meeting fans. It's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania weekend used to be that way. It used to be. You'd like, okay, I'm gonna go.
I went to 3 WrestleManias, but it's exhausting. I'll tell you that. It's definitely a lot of activities to do. It's a lot of shows. This Vegas thing is going to be something different. Do anybody got the seating? I think it's going to be about 45,000 people each night, right?
Yeah, it's going to be. I think at this point it's like 60,000, I believe, but it's only like 40K. They only sold 40,000 seats. It's 10
everything
below.
So damn high, and I knew once they announced it for WrestleMania in Vegas, I knew that everything was gonna be sky fucking high.
I went to AEW Double or Nothing like in 2013, and it was not that expensive.
But
it was like expensive.
WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania. People in Vegas didn't even know AEW existed.
Yeah, but I went to WrestleMania, the Philadelphia one last year. It wasn't as expensive. It wasn't as expensive. And now it's just this huge, expensive mess.
Yeah, now
at Vegas.
Yeah, no, I will. It is. You're right. Because you could catch a decent ticket for $300-400. Just 2-3 years ago. If that, you might still be able to spend $100 or something and get a decent ticket and shit. That's what I was telling Mike. You take about $100, you could go to All In and get in the front row easy.
Oh yeah, that's why you could do that. But now it's just gone, man, and I hate that. I hate the fact that it's gone now. That the way of that community and building that stuff up. It's basically gone, and I blame Endeavor and TKO for that.
I didn't get a chance to. I was real busy this weekend. Really, the last couple of weeks, you was talking about Endeavor is in billions of dollars in debt. Who is the main?
Yeah, last I checked.
TKO or is it Endeavor? Who is the parent company?
Endeavor. Endeavor's a parent company. TKO is a subsidiary of UFC and WWE. And they're doing UFC right now is having the struggle to find new young stars. But Dana White's not caring about that.
What is Dana White caring about?
Power slap.
So you think that he's more interested in moving up in Endeavor?
Man, wrestling is just like it's just.
No, I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about to oversee everything.
No, don't give a. He don't care about wrestling. He's just there, just to like, you know what? It's just because again, he was under the devil before, so he's like, fine, just keep it over here.
Yeah.
WWE, keep it over there. And by the way,
let's scoot over to Raw real quick. Raw gonna be quick. Owner, do you have an American Negro update on Raw?
The New Day somehow found their way over to Europe.
What? Kofi Kingston left America at the threat that he may not be able to enter the country back?
Man, you know he got down boat waiting at the harbor.
Did he find his mustache?
Oh no, he unfortunately he did not.
That is a tether move, boy. I keep telling you, there's something about these Africans that after 40 they can't keep a mustache.
No mustache theory.
This is no stereotype, people. This is no stereotype. What did the New Day do?
They defeated the returning New Catch Republic.
Oh, I know the whites over there was fucking.
They were incensed.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Does this lead? Okay, so let's do it. We talk about the New Day every other week. Try to talk about their progression. Mind you, the New Day the WWE hasn't done shit with New Day practically since Big E went down. And Odyssey Jones, they, I guess, tried to revitalize something, which wrestling with racism is in context. If you check out my show when I did the SummerSlam review, talking about no American Negroes wrestling at SummerSlam, which looked like it's getting ready to lead to WrestleMania. As I just discovered something right before I came up here. We're going to talk about the WrestleMania card in a minute. You know, they threw Odyssey Jones on TV, and then since then they've been starting to tease a breakup between Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Somehow they moved far away from that, as they has become a heel, I guess, because they rejected Big E's support. I don't see how this turned into that, but you know, whatever. And I want to note a few things. They turned heel in November. They haven't been featured. They have had 5 PLEs since November, and they have not been featured in a single one, including the Royal Rumble, which is supposedly Kofi Kingston's specialty. So, you know, white folk was trying to tell me that they weren't racist. The WWE weren't racist because the New Day were the only Negroes being featured on Raw during that time. Now, we're in the middle of this heel run. For whatever reason it's about, we're in the middle of it, and we're leading to WrestleMania. Or does it look like they're heading toward the tag team title match at WrestleMania?
Yes.
It does?
But I just don't care for him anymore.
So, okay, because I have been out of the loop. We only read these results every week. Have the Royal Raiders been feuding with the New Day?
Have they even been on TV?
That's the question I should have asked.
Yeah, it's the problem with the most. They don't. They haven't done anything. They haven't explained why they turned heel. They are just a lukewarm. They're just at the same position they were when last year, but when they were good guys / faces. They haven't really moved. In fact, you can say that for the majority of the tag division. Splitting up the tag division for Raw and SmackDown has done horrible things. They need to combine the belts.
Even since the Street Profits won the tag team titles, it's like DIY, not shit. Motor City Machine Gun. Are they doing something with what are they doing?
Nothing. And this 3-hour show, and they have done nothing with
That's a 3-hour show.
And they have done nothing. And that's the problem with WWE. And they're adding more talent. They're adding everybody in there.
I mentioned this earlier a couple of weeks ago when we were younger, and these pay-per-views was coming on, and JR used to hype the shit up. We got 7 and 9 championship matches, and all of the top stars are involved in this match. If they're not involved in title matches, they're involved in this big time, match or something. Everything made sense. And now it's like, Y'all got so much talent. Y'all got, the roster is double to triple what it was in the early 2000s. And y'all got more time. Raw and SmackDown used to be 2 hours. The pay-per-views used to be 3 hours. And it's like y'all don't know how to utilize divisions. Y'all don't know how to utilize your stars. And y'all don't know how to utilize your champions every single pay-per-view. That is fucking crazy to me. And that was happening before Triple H. Vince McMahon didn't have all of his stars wrestling on these PLEs. And, Roman Reigns could take, 6 months off. It's too much wrestling on TV. It's too many hours of programming on TV for y'all to do this long-time storyline bullshit on every fucking thing. And then it's too much time on TV for y'all to not know how to pace a show. Duke, what's your favorite Raw since Raw came on Netflix?
Honestly, none of them. It's because of they become their content, and this the reason why is because of there are no other shows right now that has a consistent schedule and everything else. There is no consistent schedule for these shows.
No way,
I saw that too. No, that's not him. That's just that's the other dude who just looks like him.
Oh, never heard of him.
Yeah, that's meaningless. But yeah, it's just I hate the Dominican guy that was dancing.
Huh?
Yeah, but that's what he was in TNA for a while. It's weird.
He looked familiar, isn't he?
Yeah. He's not that. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, dude.
I'm just saying the reason why is because look at the most consistent content that's on TV right now. It is pro wrestling, and that's it. No real good stories about any other movies, TV, all the shows and everything else. Some sci-fi, comedy, sitcoms, all of that. They're gone.
That's because they keep giving you fucking 10 episodes a year.
And it takes 2 or 3 years to get a second season. And they wasted money on that. You cannot convince me that the Star Wars episodes, I don't know which one of them, cost like those are just price low.
Live sports isn't even the same anymore. Like, it's just not thrilling. It's not, it's nothing exciting. Like, we've seen so much great basketball. Football could still be very exciting. That could turn the tide anyway. But the basketball done became so many different rules that them fucked it up. And this is, I don't know, they hold the game up and it's all types of shit. That's just not good. You got everybody, you got these white guys putting up unheard of stats.
And it's hard to watch nowadays, man. You have to order like multiple stuff to even get one thing now. It's just terrible. And I think the problem, like I said, is that the lack of real. Yeah, you can't. It's like there's nothing consistent. Meanwhile, wrestling, I can watch for example, if I could actually go see a GCW show on Fight TV anywhere on the planet, just fine. Just pay the pay-per-view or whatever. And meanwhile, if I don't have if I don't, some business games, I can't watch because it's like you have ESPN, this app, and that app, or whatever.
Pay $399 and shit. Fuck that. And I know that that's where you from, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to pay to watch them.
Oh no, I mean, I have not watched a business game.
If you on the road,
yeah. Oh no, yeah. You have to have all that stuff on the road. It's terrible, and it goes right back to the way streaming is now. It's a money pit, and it's also the only way things people want now. Because no kid is watching. I laugh at everyone pointing, "Oh, we got ratings." I'm like, no one gives a fuck about them. ratings. No kid is watching cable.
My kids be so goddamn bored sometimes, and I'm like, when we was your age, we used to have to sit over my great grandma's house, and I mean, she was in her 80s, and they had the fucking turned down TV and then fucking 4 channels. You couldn't put cable on that bitch if you wanted to. And after cartoons went off, it was fucking old movies and paid programming. Y'all don't know shit about being bored.
Oh yeah, same thing here. I didn't have. There are some places I went to that didn't have like cable, and I don't have any video games or any of with me. It's just, yeah.
Even these non-cable channels has got good shit for everybody.
Yeah.
Like they got
now
2 and 2.3 and 2.7. Like where the fuck all these channels come from when the fuck I needed them?
Yeah, but nowadays no kid is gonna watch something. What kid is watching cable or whatever?
The fucking kid George Foreman grill fucking infomercials.
Got late and all that type of stuff, man. These kids, they don't care. They're on YouTube. They're watching the Paul Brothers. They're watching Mr. Beast. They're watching Cassinet. They're watching all this stuff.
I always knew about ISO Speed. But for the life of me, I don't understand how in the hell he get this following. I don't have nothing against him. Do your thing.
Connection and it's all the type of stuff.
It's amazing how these streamers and shit attract these people like that, and it's like what do they do? You know what I'm saying? What do they do?
Yeah, but the charisma.
If me and my brothers, and my cousins had a fucking, came up in this camera age, we'd be the Wayans right now.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them who are now build. That's what they have nowadays. But I wish that we had more kids going into more terrestrial stuff, like building stuff, like plumbers, electricians, that sort of thing.
The trades they frame from removed of getting people to even go that direction.
And it's sad. I hate that, man. And more kids are going to be heartbroken because they can't depend on this YouTube or anything else.
This is brewing up for Booker T. This is brewing up.
Oh yeah,
and this type of conversation as to why I can't understand why Booker T said certain things. So let's just finish up on Raw really quickly. So New Day won't beat some whites in Europe. What else? What other American Negroes wrestled on the program?
No wrestlers.
Bianca Belair was on there.
Then we had Bianca Belair as a special guest referee.
Yes. Now what?
She got her ass whooped.
What happened in that match? What was that match for?
It was Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky having a rematch for the Women's World Championship.
A white woman versus Jap. Now I want to talk about this because we talked about it last week, and I don't think we got Duke. You missed the WWE portion, which is available on YouTube right now. That and part 1, where we give accountability to the WWE in part 1, and we give complete accountability to Tony Khan and AEW in part 2. We discussed that certain things doesn't seem to be what meets the eye when it come down to American Negro wrestlers, when you consider the fact that Swerve Strickland has won the world title and is getting another world title shot, and when you look below him, that's when you see everything
that's the thing.
shit.
Same thing. You look at Street Profits. Oh, they look good, but where's Kamala Hayes doing? What is all these other people doing?
We're gonna talk about that when it gets to WrestleMania, because I just pulled up the card. The Bianca Belair is the referee. Now, first of all, Bianca Belair do not fit in this right now. It is terrible timing with Naomi and Jade feud going, because I just thought about something before this program. Isn't Bianca Belair contracted with SmackDown?
Yes.
Yeah.
And isn't isn't the women's world title a Raw championship?
Yes.
How did Naomi and Bianca Belair get in the Elimination Chamber?
They won matches.
Talking about Triple H booking. Huh?
And by the way, people wonder why SmackDown feels like forgettable. Most of the champions.
Don't overlook this because it's kind of leading somewhere. If you follow me, why were they in this match? Why is Bianca Belair WrestleMania to face Rhea Ripley and Elio Sky for a title on a brand that she's not even on? Do you believe that it's because of the possible pandering that they are going to have to do? Because what I need everybody up here to do right now is to avert your attention. Oh, wow, that didn't come off smooth at all. I thought I bookmarked it. What I need everybody to do is to avert their attention to the Jumbotron. This is the card for WrestleMania 41. Your main event, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Your other main event, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus criminal-minded Punk. Then you have Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Then you got Bianca Belair versus Elio Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Then you got Jey Uso versus Gunther. And you got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. You got Damian Priest versus fucking Drew McIntyre. And then you got Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Do anybody notice something about this shitty card?
They need 2 nights for 8 matches.
That is...
That is sad.
That's a waste.
And to think that people is paying thousands of dollars just to go see this shit.
Yeah, 6 matches. I remember when WrestleMania X7 had 9 or 10 matches, and they all flowed perfectly in 3 hours.
Flowed,
man.
WrestleMania 20 flowed.
Yeah, it had pretty good pacing.
It's still
19 had good pacing as well.
It did kind of die down just a little bit, but that was just off of bad talent.
19 had good pacing as well.
The only match that I'm looking forward to on this WrestleMania card is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Yeah, I would say
and handle that business. You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
he's gonna try.
And Damian Priest, come on. Didn't we see this at a fucking pay-per-view for the world title already?
Yeah, Texas feels like he's like, Money in the Bank.
So face. Speaking of the New Day, not wrestling on PLE since they supposedly turned heel, right? White folk was just waiting to boot them for something. Oh my God! World title match against Gunther in the first PLE of the year 2 months ago.
Yes, WWE has no ideas. I just saw, by the way, I was laughing. I saw just the absolute worst tag thing out there. You saw the NXT. You just saw dude just missed him drop kick,
including that white bitch sabotaging Lash Legends since this show started.
And then he just did that drop kick, missed all of it, and he had to just go outside. I'm like, what in the world was this? These are powerless public enemy wannabes. I want everybody out there that's listening right now to take a listen at this WrestleMania card. Take a look at this WrestleMania card and tell me what you're excited to see. And tell me, and these American Negroes may not be available in the WWE today, but wouldn't it seem so much colorful if American Negroes were featured all over this card? We got to see something. White heroes is just not doing it for us anymore. Is it doing it for you, Mike?
What?
Are you buying these white folk as heroes today?
No. I made the point earlier on here on Twitter that white supremacy is holding back wrestling. Look at the NHL, dominated by whites.
Dominated.
No fucking.
We can't even think to want to be considered. And I want to say this real quick because I'm glad that you brought that up. And Owner, you brought something up in the other conversation too that I don't want to neglect, and that's the NIL situation with WWE. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Don't let me forget that. The NHL and shit like that. First of all, I want to say this. Wrestling with racism is specific to wrestling because this is my field. But if there's any American Negroes that feel the need to stump for American Negroes being presented and represented in hockey and in the NHL specifically, I urge you all to puck with racism. Start that up. Advocate for your American Negroes because we are highly misrepresented in soccer. We are highly misrepresented in tennis. We are highly misrepresented in golf. We are highly misrepresented in hockey and lacrosse and rugby. And we talking about some grueling sports where we would be whooping their ass if we was to participate in it. I want to say something real quick. We got Tiger Woods. We got Tiger Woods. We got the Williams sisters. And, white folk would say, hey, niggers are successful in tennis because of the Williams sisters, who has possibly the greatest stats in at least in women's tennis. Yeah. But we got to take those two and apply that to us for a lifetime. When they still haven't put these tennis courts in the American Negro neighborhoods. When they still haven't put, they may have the tennis courts, they don't have the tennis equipment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's money, and they will double down to like in football, which just gives us more like CTEs or everything else.
Everybody in the world knows LeBron James and Steph Curry. Everybody in the world knows Kevin Durant. You can't tell me the top hockey player.
Well, what I'm saying is they're out there, but these are specific sports that are restricted in our areas. Hell, there's a lot of wrestling schools that's not even in American Negro areas. A lot of American Negroes have to travel hours just to go to wrestling school a few times a week. You know what I'm saying? And all this is leading towards Booker T. You got to know that all this is leading towards Booker T. I'm just compiling. These sports are restricted from us to where we wouldn't even think to have an interest in doing them.
Oh yeah, and people are pissed off.
The ones that can sneak away and do it, they gain interest, but they get so lost in the shuffle because of the color of their skin.
Oh, by the way, in DC, where I'm at, DC, there are some people pissed off that I think Alexander Benson is going to break the record of like most goals and everything, and I'm like, you realize the reason why most people don't care is because or treat it as a local story because they didn't have a chance to really build up any type of national type of thing. The NHL has been so much local. It is a local sport. It has been localized, and the lack of black people there, the lack of actually building themselves up. That's the real messed up part, And by the way, I just like the fact that I'm just watch NXT right now. You give a Triple H the perennial hand job, like him getting the Hall of Fame.
I want to note the hypocrisy of the American whites who call
American Negroes, all types of thugs and niggers and, you know, savages and animals and shit for if they get into a shoving contest in NFL, in the NBA or the NFL. As a matter of fact, didn't the NFL recently, you know, cut out like a cutthroat hand signal or some shit, saying it's too threatening or some shit like that. You know, whatever American Negroes popularized, even though nobody was truly offended by that type of shit. White folk call American Negroes all types of savage names whenever they get into an argument or something. But white folk are tearing each other's asses up in fucking hockey, and they're being praised as fucking American legends. What's up with that?
It's hard hypocrisy. It's all hypocrisy.
That's the only thing that people like in hockey is the fucking fights.
You know, anything to police the nigga bots, you know, that's all right. But
dude, they do that shit in gaming where you got white supremacists crying about Assassin's Creed Shadows, where you got Yasuke, a real life black samurai. He's there. In the setting of Japan, they were crying about that. But you had the Neo games where you had a white man as the main character. No one said shit.
Oh, because that was high fantasy.
No, damn.
Oh yeah, they don't care. They have their song.
Damn well that white folk can't be fucking samurais if they try.
White folk are addicted to being the main character in these situations. And then the worst part.
Duke, you a gamer, right? You hard pressed, you know, to find a video game with a strong black male protagonist.
Oh yeah, it's hard to find one because if you do find one, it's either like
is there any that you could name off the top of your head for the record?
Shadow Man.
Other than create Shadow Man. Sandra, that's a gangster player type. Mafia. Yeah. Also in criminal activity. You notice there's like, you know, trying to find like a noble person there, trying to do something good. Wait
a minute.
Even Mafia 3,
let's break it up because white folk talk about hip hop, you know, and all the violence and, you know, sex and all the things, the drugs and all the things that go on in the lyrics, including calling each other niggas and saying bitches and all this other different shit. But you go listen to white music. I know that all of y'all listen to white music. Don't it depress you, make you want to kill yourself and do cocaine and heroin and slit your wrist and kill your parents and all types of shit? Don't it make you want to do that?
Not the stuff that I've heard.
But you know it's out there, right?
You never heard of the goddamn Cemetery, Mike?
Cemetery? What the fuck Cemetery?
What the fuck is the Cemetery, owner?
It's Cemetery with an S. You know the fucking kid that shot up the school in Tennessee, the black African kid.
Was like a year or two ago?
I think it was just like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I remember something like that. Yeah, what's up with that?
He was a big Cemetery fan. If you know, you look it up.
I remember that. That was like a month ago. I remember that shit. I was happy than the motherfucker too. Like this motherfucker came to America and lost his goddamn mind. But he was like caping for white folk and shit, right?
Right. If you listen to the fucking Cemetery, ain't nothing but like a white boy, you know, talking about cutting people up and hanging their skin up and shit.
Yeah, that's it. By the way, the only ones I actually find is like, you know, create a character and such. You know, stuff like in Mass Effect or like
that's the only way that American Negroes listen. You know, we all create characters in video games, and you whether you create yourself or not, you always make sure that he's black, right?
And you know, even Mafia 3, that was a biracial character, so it's really not.
Gotta add that in.
For them to lose their mind over this one instance of them using a black historical figure.
Real quick, Chad, is you ready? So we got a person that I gotta say, this man is swimming to get here. Like he literally swimming to get the. I tried to beg him, don't do the program. I know that you're under the weather. Literally, he's underwater. I want to welcome to the program our co-host, Foundational Bearded American. What's up?
What's going on, family?
You can dry yourself off too.
Dr. Zopal got a hold of him, man.
Wait, that was the ocean. That was the ocean, right? That ain't no bathtub now, is it?
Nah, that was the ocean.
Oh, okay, now.
He's swimming
back. Filtering out the salt. We filtering out the salt right now. I would swim all the way around that motherfucker. Trust me. I live in Miami. I don't need to swim.
Got some interesting rocks. I got some real interesting rocks. I got some glass stuck in my foot out there too, man. I should sue Florida.
You should.
Yeah. This little Haitian bitch on that little group and shit talking about some motherfucking she talking about y'all don't like Haitians cause y'all some haters. I said, bitch, don't you call us Yankees? Yeah. Alright then. You gonna get the same energy that you receive, bitch.
Yeah. Put some shoes on.
Yeah. With some socks. You know, these big gap bitches, man. These big gap Haitian bitches, man. You know, Percatine Ron, you got these little, I ain't gonna say no names yet. But these names are gonna come out very soon. But there's some podcasters. These females. You know, and I noticed that one bitch, she claims she all out there like that. You know, if you gotta put yourself out there like that on the internet, then you ain't getting no dick in real life. And no American Negro want to probably fuck with this bitch, so she could act pro-black all she want to, but if she that pressed for dick, I guarantee you she sucking the white one. But we're not gonna go there right now. I just want to note something that I noticed, and I know, you know, the viewers ain't knowing what I'm talking about, but you will soon enough. I can guarantee you that. Wrestling with racism let a lot of shit slide off my back, but we do keep things noted. Chad, what's up?
What's going on, bro? I'm just catching up on everything. I wish I would have stayed in Canada. This boy.
I mean, we could laugh with you if you let us know. You know we are alive, right?
Yeah, but I'm still reacting to it. This what's up with the triple threat shit, bro? Like, I don't understand this.
So, like we was talking before you got here, and the rosters are overloaded, and Triple H don't know how to manage that. So, you know, they got a lot of talent. Now, if you leave some of these white talents off, they gon' oh, you talking about NXT? Damn, I'm so far removed from that shit. But you got so many white talents that if they leave them off, then they're going to white folks are gonna have a fit. I thought you meant at all these matches at WrestleMania and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know, NXT getting real black right around this time, don't they? Yeah. They really want black on black on black, right?
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the pandering.
It's too much.
Let's get ready to, speaking of black on black. It is about this time, right quick. Y'all seen the Swerve Strickland Vlad interview. We try not to give Vlad, first of all, The Rock daughter is ugly as fuck. And she stuffing them motherfucking jeans with them rolls. That's all I'll say. She got love handles on her hips.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's that forehead, man.
So why are Negroes fighting each other right now? Why did they just attack each other? What's going on? You could tell that hairline getting ready to go off his ass too.
It's just they all beat up each other because you know.
And then he's going to, like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this?
The two new version of the Shield.
And then the two new version of the Shield. They attacking faces. I know that Deion Lennox is a part of it, and I just seen another melanated person. Who is that?
Yeah, that Negro, wow. Who is that dude? The one that be having the hoodie all messed up?
Yeah.
So you supposed to be some type of Black Dean Ambrose type shit?
Well, I don't know. I didn't get specific. Wait a minute. Now, Trick is the leader of this?
Would that be a wrench thrown into the engine?
Oh, God. So you just fucked Trick's heel turn up, I guess, or whatever. Because, like, what are y'all goal? Is your goal the NXT Championship? What is your goal?
Well, so Trick just joined that faction that debuted the other week.
No.
By the way,
it's just pointless stuff.
By the way, that just added two more angry Negroes to the fray. Deion Lennox and whoever the other guy is. So we looking at 1, 2, 3, and we could call Javon Evans angry because he got a chip on his shoulder. So that's 4. I'm not calling Obafemi an angry Negro because he's not displaying angriness right now. So we got 4 angry Negroes. Wesley, that's 5. I'm just talking about NXT specifically.
Remember when Wesley looked like he was going to be going after the NXT Championship? Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the development of him getting into the heel. Now he can get ready to go for the NXT Championship. Now he can.
Yeah, but I'm worried. Yeah, but will they let him go into it? That's the other question.
Well, it actually could make sense now because he was feuding with Obafemi for the North American title. And, he had second chance matches and all this other different shit. And that's what turned him into a heel. It'll come full circle if he challenged Obafemi and dethrone him for that title.
I think he should. He should, but like it's not going to happen.
You do now. I don't know if you was up here, Duke, or not, but I get, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. The only way I'm saying this is a bad thing is if he don't get paid correctly. But I don't have that feeling that Trick Williams is getting called up in this next round.
Yeah, he done everything, because they got too many older people.
Wait a minute, has he? Because I don't mind knocking him back down to the North American title.
Yeah, they have the quotas to meet.
Trick could add more to NXT than the WWE will allow him to add to the WWE.
Facts.
I'm really worried about Trick Williams going to the WWE. I'd much rather him stay right where he is.
I feel the same.
The problem is eventually then it becomes an Adam Cole situation. That he just like, at what point do you just like say...
Because Trick Williams is not Adam Cole. Trick Williams got an appeal to him that Adam Cole doesn't.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm trying to say is that, what point do you... This is supposed to be the one to go level up. And you can't just have this guy just stay there and just be it locks everything down.
Technically, we haven't seen the best out of Trick Williams. He technically only been wrestling on NXT for a year. Trick Williams wasn't wrestling when Carmelo Hayes was doing all that shit. He
was wrestling. Yeah, and he started tag teaming with him. And such, so but at what point do you just
another year on NXT because, okay, look, you already see Carmelo Hayes don't even have a fucking WrestleMania match right now. So what are you gonna do with Trick Williams this year? And then speaking of that, because you bring one Negro up, you gotta bring 3 of them down. That's gonna be the end of Carmelo Hayes.
You think he's teaming with the Miz now?
You already know I'm serious.
Oh yeah, he's already on his way out. Don't be surprised when, like I say, when Vince is coming back, we're gonna be like those Miz
because they know that he could always be that one nigger they could pull out their pocket and give him the United States title 3 years from now when niggas need it.
So he's just the Dolph Ziggler then.
Yeah.
You keep trying to compare him to Dolph Ziggler. Nigga, Dolph Ziggler wrestled on pay-per-views.
That's a fact.
Dolph Ziggler won championships.
But yeah, he was always just been mediocrity.
I'd rather he's win championships under mediocrity than to fucking do what he's doing now.
But that's the problem. The problem is
I've said a couple of
because we are in
girls over the last 30 seconds.
But that is the issue. The issue of mediocrity. That is the issue of mediocrity. We have become so used to it. We have become so used to mediocrity. That is now the high standard. We are in the high standard of just be like, yeah, you know, this now, it would just go lower to mediocrity, and it would keep going lower and lower. Look what gaming is right now.
What is that? What just happened? What the fuck was that? What the
random fighting for the sake of random fighting?
This is the weakest. What the fuck was that?
It's basically this is basically the CW stuff. It's like random bullshit.
Go ahead, Duke. I don't want to note something that I'm noticing. Go ahead, Duke.
It's CW bullshit. If you notice in those old shows, Arrow, The Flash, you know, you have characters fighting for no reason. You have characters acting stupid for no reason.
That fight was bullshit. That little stupid. They wasn't tapping each other. That was for a backstage skit. That was terrible. I want to note something because
but for the CW. It's but it's high standard for CW.
I want to note something. I want to note something because it keep popping up. The more and more we talk, I was trying to, you know, say this, and then even more popped up. You know, I've been calling NXT the nigger show for the last couple of months because they feature Trick Williams and they feature Wesley, they feature Obafemi, who is a Nigerian, and they feature Javon Evans in top spots, even in the mid. They higher up in the mid. However, all I've been seeing on my screen, left and right, is white. So far, only one American Negro had a match, and she lost. Everybody else been white. And now you got this Roxanne Perez bitch that's coming out, who more than likely identifies as white. So, the future is looking real bright for the WWE. And the thing is, you know, I want to slow this down real quick. White folk think that my problem is just the lack of success or the lack of Negroes or this. It's all a combination. So you could give Negroes the high success, but it's a cap to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a cap. Or you could give a Negro no success, but it's a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit that we
goes back. But this goes right back to what I say, like, you know.
But wait a minute. All these, but look. I'm just supposed to take that and be satisfied and content with that. But I'm sitting up here because White Bright just came on TV, and I get to watch at least one person from Swipe Right jump over Wesley.
Because at the end of the day, that is because they own. Swipe Right.
They own
the Landis attack. Yep.
They came up.
My goodness, remember? Remember people said Evolve was going to take down everything? But man, that is the middest show in the history of mid shows.
Or Cappuccino Jones, they brought up Swipe Right.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Are you surprised?
Mind you. American Negroes were heavily featured on Evolve, right? American Negroes actually stood out on Evolve, right?
They mostly dominated the show when I watched it.
Okay, I just wanted to note that one too. That's crazy. That is crazy. White folk gonna sit up here and tell me because of this promo that they had that this is all we needed to see for American Negroes. Now they could go about their merely white program. That's not sitting right with me. Especially when we could look into the future and see Carmelo Hayes. We talked about Trick Williams coming up to the main roster, Duke. How do you feel if Wesley, Trick Williams, this is one of my older questions, but if Wesley, Trick Williams, Last Legend, Jakar Jackson, Obafemi, Javon Evans, we talking about a talented group of people, highly talented group of people, all being in the WWE at one time? Who do you see having the most success? Can you name 4 of them that's going to have success individually? Or do you think that
Obafemi will be he is a success. He is instantly the person who can be successful on there. Evans, I think he could be okay, but the problem is I don't see much for him. Trick Williams, she's going to be tag teaming up with.
You don't. So hold on for the record. You don't. For the record, you don't see much. You don't see much for him because of his work rate, or you don't see much for him because you don't think they're going to put anything behind him.
No, they're not going to do anything behind him because the talent right now is just nothing. Yeah, and not only that, the WWE has just too many championships, not enough times to defend them. They are overbloated with talent, especially old talent. Like, why? Look at the WrestleMania thing again. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins are clogging up a WrestleMania spot. Not just that, a main event WrestleMania spot. They can go on to someone like Bianca or Rhea Ripley or somebody. They can have that fight right for a main event. Instead, they're like, oh, we'll put that like on the early part of the show or something like that. You can start building up Last Legend and then the Continental Championship. They need you some of that women's in the Continental titles or the U.S. Championship. Why not build someone up with one of those NXT ladies with Last Legend or all these other ladies down there and build them up or something? They're just like a waste of time.
Them titles been around for a couple of months. Have they made any noise with those championships?
Only thing they've done is people blame the talent. I don't blame the talent that much. I blame the people behind the scenes. I blame Hunter for the way they've handled the stories and such. They have done a piss poor job. And I'm like, oh, but Chelsea Green, she's doing very okay. I'm like, yeah, but she's been finding mention for every goddamn week. And every time she does something interesting or something else, it just gets bogged down and forgotten about. They need to have put these women in NXT and have new, fresh opponents, and that should be do something with Chelsea Green or Rhea Ripley. You have these championships, do something with them. I'm not even talking about speed time.
I never
that belts.
I try not to blame talent. I know when to blame talent. But I want to note that blaming talent because, like I said, everything is leading up to Booker T. Owner. Let's talk about professional wrestling real quick.
All right.
Last week you brought up the WWE recruiting. Who are these people recruiting?
I saw, it's mostly, wrestlers' kids. I see they're looking at, Scott Steiner's son. They're going after, and they are using the NIL program to recruit, but they're not, looking for it. Besides Elijah Holyfield, he's the first black wrestler I've seen them scout in about 5 years.
And by the way, he's a standout in that LFG program, right?
Spectacular.
Yeah. So the thing is, Duke, Mike, the reason why I brought that up, and the reason why that's important to me, and they implemented this a couple of years ago before Vince McMahon left. This was a Vince McMahon thing. They could turn anybody into a wrestler. Wrestling is fucking fake. And WWE is at the point now to where they prefer athletes to where they can mold them into whatever they want them to do. It's funny, Swerve Strickland said that I just pleased the crowd of 6,000 people. And you want me to come back to the Performance Center and learn how to take an arm drag to please a crowd of 400 people. And he also said that John Cena told him that if you could grab one fan in every town that you go to, that's how you build. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of contradicted himself right there, taking that advice from John Cena, open to accepting that advice from John Cena, yet not willing to do whatever their training regimen was for them, because that's the position that they were in at the time. No matter how great you think that you are, right? This is black accountability, right? Holding the black man accountable, right? However, the point is, you can make anybody into whatever the fuck you want to, as long as you got an athletic ability, cardio ability. I should say, you can breathe. You know what I'm saying? Everything else could work itself out under their training, under their regimen. And now it seems like they don't want experienced people as much. This is going to be the future of the business. However, in that sense, you're going to lose a lot of passionate people in wrestling. Is this a good way to go, or do you think it should continue to be the mix that it is?
I think it's going to be the mix as it is. They need to have balance, but also they tried this before, and majority of those athletes got injured, and they were like to the point that they just like, okay, we need to get people here again. You know?
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's, I think, at the end of the day, you need to build talent. And talent means you need people with experience. You need to look at the indies, you look at all the other stuff, you know. That's why they're doing the WEID thing. You know, they're trying to cover their bases, but I worry because eventually, you know, companies that get this too big, they can fall. What happens when they start falling? When that thing collapses in on itself?
What's wrong with this?
Because, you know what I'm saying? Once things get too big, you get that, you know, the collapse will happen, and how many people are gonna be like out of the job, which is like, you know, without the other fault and everything else. So, you know, or they're gonna get like, you know, most entertainment. They're gonna get a bailout, which is coming because look at Hollywood is right now. It's frustrating. You know, it's just like I see the iceberg coming, and most people do it, and they're just like, full speed ahead.
Some people feel like that's the only way to go because it's going to crash anyway.
And you think they're going to be, you know, how many fan people are going to start crashing out again?
This Sunday, before we get ready to go on the big topic, this Sunday is Dynasty. Now, we're talking about the WrestleMania card. As of right now, how many American Negroes are wrestling on AEW Dynasty?
Swerve.
Same situation from last year. So, Duke, let me ask you this: since Swerve is getting the world title,
wait, Shelton Benjamin's gonna be on there, so that's one.
Oh, how we forget about the raccoon?
Oh man.
Oh, you don't know, damn, Duke. Damn, you ain't been up here in a minute. You ain't been watching the fucking program then if you don't know about this, Duke.
Oh yeah, I do. I listen to that. I listen.
You know that.
I listen about what's happening now.
Do you
MVP.
Know that, MVP is a white man?
Oh, he's mixed. I've been on that. It's like it's been.
What?
And he told that like years ago. Yeah, I think
no
it's
idea.
years ago. Yeah,
Oh wow.
it's just yeah.
Is his father a Caribbean?
I think his mom is that, and I think his dad's black.
No, I'm saying is his father a Caribbean? What kind of black is he, Duke?
I think he is a mix of. I think yeah, I think his dad's. I think let me just check because I don't want to be wrong.
Yes, please do, because I've been trying to search. I thought I got a lead on Facebook, but you know, while you doing
let's see. You don't want to be. Oh my God, he is 51 years old.
Yeah, he older.
He started at like 35, right?
He started late. I wouldn't say 35. He started a little younger than that.
I mean, the character MVP came out when he was like 35.
All right.
Shit. Let's see. I'm thinking about something else. That was my math. My bad.
He was born Alvin Antonio Burke. Let's see. His dad,
Caribbean name, and the fucking African name. They call people Albert and Alvin and shit.
Oh, he actually grew up. His dad was a police officer, by the way, and he still joined the game.
Well, you know, he's a younger American Negro. You know, he could be an American Negro. Chad is more Floridian than they will. The other melanated people wasn't as heavy then in Florida, right?
That's correct.
Especially where he
pretty
came
much
up from.
fled out of here.
So yeah, it's you know, but it's still further.
Most of black folk.
Still, he's a white man, though.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of just most of the black people right now are like mostly like in like in the South. You know what I'm talking about? Like most of the deep South, whatever. Yeah, they all down there. So some especially in Maryland.
I want to ask y'all this because we just talked about it. Swerve Strickland was possibly going to win the world title, or at least he's getting the title shot. Are you happy overall with the American Negro? And Shelton Benjamin is defending his tag team championship. Are you happy overall with the overall representation of American Negroes at AEW Dynasty this week?
It could always be better. It could always be better.
Well,
and I just think that's and also where is Hobbs, by the way?
Yes, where is Hobbs?
He's still there.
Throw him in my face.
That's what I want to know.
I need you to bring up those notes too. We're gonna get to
Gosh, you should have just
talking to somebody. You was talking to somebody earlier, and they was trying to list certain black people and shit. I ran them down, but if you could bring that up, if you know what I'm talking about, if you could bring that up.
This guy, I know exactly what you're talking about because this guy said AEW has the following black talent in prominent roles. Then they try to say we don't understand the definition of prominent, but then the only person that they listed that's actually presented as prominent and is
I
black.
need you to for the viewers' sake. I need the full thing right quick. I'm trying to bring it up. Quick.
Okay.
It was by tweet, right?
Here we go right here. So here we go right here. You got this tycoon bitch talking about some AEW has the following black talent in prominent roles on TV weekly. Swerve Strickland. Ricochet, Ricochet is a white man or an other, but he is not an American Negro, and don't let nobody tell you different. Powerhouse Hobbs, the Hurt Syndicate, which by the way, Bobby Lashley is a Hispanic. He is Panamanian. He is both his parents is Panamanian. They don't even fucking speak English. You got Queen Amelia, and she's fucking African. What is she?
Queen Amidala, I think she's African.
And I'm like, fine. I think she's over it. I think she was from
don't
Kenya.
have an issue with it. My issue is the bitch is a jobber, and Athena is nowhere to be found. And she's supposedly contracted with Ring of Honor, but she could be on Dollar.
Dollar was getting built up and getting more TV time, but she got injured.
But she wasn't. They were putting some effort behind her last year. Let me finish this real quick because it's important. Mercedes Moné, who is mixed with white, actually she's a direct descendant. Her mother was born in Germany, so it's possible that she's a direct descendant of Adolf Hitler, and who is a great man, by the way. And Brian Keith, who is a phenomenal talent, but he is their resident jobber. But he is, however, a phenomenal talent, by the way. And this person goes on to say, all heavily featured. Majority regularly on pay-per-view. Why can't Raw and SmackDown do the same? And then he tagged Booker T. Now, before I say this, I do want, this is the shit that I can't fucking stand. And I've had several episodes talking about this. One form of injustice doesn't cancel out the other. Just because Triple H is a racist, anti-black, white supremacist doesn't mean that Tony Khan isn't a racist, anti-black, white supremacist. I made it a point to say that some people would call Triple H a white conservative, while other people would call Tony Khan a white liberal. I say that they are both one in the same. So I can't stand when people say, just because Vince is racist, that this and all this other different shit. So, and then this person said a lot of y'all don't know what the word prominent means. Want to talk about it? Oh, but come on, or whatever, however the fuck you said it. So I just had to let them know. I said that you named 4 non-mixed American Negroes, and one of them is a jobber. The other one is sporadically used. The jobber is Brian Keith. The one that's sporadically used is Powerhouse Hobbs. And AEW was just as racist as WWE, if not more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mention Shelton Benjamin because he just got there. You know what I'm saying? He got right now to hurt. Oh yeah. But when that shit die down, you better believe that Bobby Lashley gonna rise and what's the face gonna come down. And this is the shit that I don't like. How everybody get excited when black Americans get this success, whatever success they get, as if months later it won't just be taken away in a quick.
Exactly.
Swerve Strickland got back into the title picture based off of terrible booking. What happened in between the time that he lost the title to now? He lost every fucking major feud that he had.
Yeah, because again, I keep saying this over and over again. Black folk have adopted terrible habits. I think with John Henry Clark, not John Howard Clark. You should listen to him, but other folks have been saying this as well. It's just that Dr. Claude Anderson said that black people has adopted bad habits about how this stuff here, and the thing is we have missed and we've forgotten about is ownership. And black folk has only 5% ownership in the United States. I looked at it. They're like in 2024 only black people.
Now, do you believe that? Do you believe that is the case because niggers are lazy and shiftless?
No. It is the media and lack of chance, lack of actual giving opportunities. Right to wrestling, lack of opportunities. Good opportunities for everyone else. Opportunities and bank loans to every other race. But they need to keep the black folk down. They will destroy destroy black folk for any chance they can do to build up and everything else.
And the worst part is, I think that I can't remember the senator or whatever, said that racist white supremacist senator said that if the white race can't if the white race can't be and be successful in America, then you should let America burn to the ground. So that's the mindset of people who are working it from every generation.
I think it's funny how certain shit just continue to get overlooked. These are the most vicious, vile people in the world. Look, give me liberty or give me death.
Yeah, and the thing is, people say, and the hypocrisy too. These same people, which like, if it was all white people, we all love each other. Ignoring the fact of history of Europe and everything else, going to war and breaking every treaty with each other for the past thousands of years and everything. That just seems to just disappear. You know,
that is such
they fucking filthy with each other. See, the thing is, the thing is, these people have it. I mean, you look at them as much as they could look at. We could look at the news and they could show, black on black crime, black on black murders, and shit like that. You see white folk killing their parents, their siblings, their children. That's.
There was a local story. There was a recent story. A white teenager killed his parents and lived with them, like still had them around for a full year before anyone noticed.
Bruh.
Oh wow.
That's
horrible. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens. People ignore these dead body smells. Like that happens. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and then you have another thing that happens. I remember this old story happened in 2013, 2023. Was that a kid who attacked and killed both of his parents because he's like, he's playing video games, like told him to get a job or whatever. Didn't like that and took him out.
I want to say this. I want to say this really quickly. And I should have started the show with this, but one of my coworkers' granddaughters had a heart attack at the age of 7, and she's recovering now. They just took her out of the intensive care unit, and last I heard earlier today, she's doing better. So I want to give prayers to her and her family as they're going through this trying time right now. Let's get ready to move on to before we move on. Mike, I wanted to ask you that question too, since you're an AEW fan. Since there are 2 American Negroes wrestling, and one is defending a tag team title, and the other one is getting a world title match in the main event against the greatest AEW world champion of all time statistically. Are you satisfied with the presentation and representation of American Negroes at AEW Dynasty?
No.
What would be satisfactory to you?
I like to see Powerhouse Hobbs get a proper push.
I would too. That's a big man. That's a strong and powerful man.
Yeah. Give him like a run with the international title or the
He should have won the world title. He should have won the world title against Moxley.
He should have.
Just so
Perfect.
It could have been. He would have been. It's like Lex Luger winning the championship against Hogan.
Do you believe that would have been for Powerhouse, for a man as big as Powerhouse Hobbs? This could have been his interview today with. Oh God, I hate to say that, but you know what I'm saying. How many extra eyes do you think that if American Negroes crossed the channel and be like, damn, that's a big motherfucker, and he's their champion? That would gain a little interest, right?
Yeah, but then WWE fans still run shit on it.
every black man is.
Who is this? I thought Tony D'Angelo was champion.
No, that's they dropped his title, and it's Sean Spears and Ricky Saints.
Oh God, Ricky Saints. How many fucking
that's what
did Sean Spears get?
Multiple times.
Wait, is that host of Booker T show?
I think it is.
Booker T podcast.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to talk about that. We're gonna get ready to move on to that. I just wanted to mention this right quick. I got a feeling Ricky Starks, they gonna give him the title. I just want to say this real quick before we move on to the main event of our conversation. Ricky Starks look like a fucking popsicle stick. Are y'all buying him in NXT? So far, they have been booking him well. It's just the character doesn't match for me. But if you could place anybody in a position and they could do well if given the opportunity, how do y'all feel that they're doing Ricky Starks right now, a month in and receiving the championship match in the main event?
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't give no opinion. I'm asking you yours.
No, I'm what he just said, and I agree. Like I'm not feeling Ricky's. I didn't feel Ricky Stanks pause. I didn't feel Ricky whatever the hell his last name was. There's nothing about him that says, "Ooh, I'm gonna hold my piss."
I mean, look how fucking small. Is y'all watching this shit?
It's not about him being small. He's bland.
No, he's small. I'm not buying him beating up on that big ass man like that.
Finn Balor is small.
And that guy not even that fucking big, but he towering over this motherfucker right now.
It's just because it just starts to they give him chance after chance at AEW, and there are sometimes I rock with him, but man, it just seems that after the whole year of him not seeing, I'm like, everyone just passed him by. And you know what? He is. Oh my goodness! I made a joke about Kamar Hayes.
They're giving him an opportunity now to he got friends in the business, and one of the friends just so happened to be the WWE champion.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. Yeah, and I want to say this though, is that I make fun of Kamar Hayes being Don Ziggler. I mean, the Ricky Star or Richie Saints or Stones or whatever you call him, he is
gay. Is he about to do it again?
Motherfucker. I mean, Ricky Starks, you got a face.
Oh my God, man.
Well, okay, bro.
That is crazy. Let me tell y'all something. I don't condone homosexuality, but I don't condemn American Negroes that are homosexual so long as you are black first. But
what is he doing?
I don't believe that homosexuality should be promoted on TV. Ricky Starks should be banned from television.
Well, that means you got to ban a lot of the stuff from television and online and most things.
Yeah, actually,
if you want to go there,
I believe that they should ban porn.
Florida's doing that.
Good luck. Good luck with that, man.
Hey,
that ain't gonna happen.
You want to see white folk go nuts? I think they should because that. Huh?
I think Ron DeSantis, the one good decision he's made, and I think the rest of the country is going to go behind it, is age verification for all pornographic sites. You can't go on no site without putting your ID or having your face scanned. I love it.
That's not going to happen. Man, they're going to go on and say no.
Florida has done it. Florida has done it.
VPNs, man. VPNs. That's what they're going to do and use. And they're going to be like,
has to get. Well, we're not trying to ban you. We're trying to stop children from coming up there. It's not for us. We're trying to stop.
But at the end of the day, it's parents.
Children are smarter than the average bear. Chad, and they just as much as you know about a VPN, they do too.
Yeah, they
matter of fact, they can teach you a thing or two. So it's always a way around it, but that do slow up the process, though.
That's all I'm saying.
That is true. That do slow up the process because there's some dumbass children out here. But the thing is, though, there's a lot of things, degeneracy, and like I said, images, create things. They create, people to become what they are. And
look at black culture.
That's what I was talking about. The hip hop and the rock and roll. Like they don't, and they got so many different variations of rock and roll. And even these white folk that took their, suicidal shit and gave it to these emo Negroes. And then you know what I'm saying? And then flooded them in with that shit to where they want to kill themselves and all this other different shit. White folk got some real fucked up shit in their thing, but they keep wanting to put hip hop down. Like, what the fuck is that? As if hip hop is really influencing what Negroes do.
Oh, it's been that way since the beginning. I mean, when gangster rap took over, and everything else, it pretty much ended up. That pretty much. So you still had conscious rap, but
that's the only thing that they're going to promote heavily.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
In fact, it was like that until stuff like, say, Kanye, when it was like in 04, went crazy and such. That was like, Kanye was the only one not talking about killing folk, murdering everybody. He wasn't doing all that type of stuff.
And look how they do him now.
Yeah, well, his own actions did, because he screwed all this other stuff up. But that's what I'm saying, is that when you have a culture that built up to say, if you're saying, murdering is okay, drugs and taking this, that, that, treating women horribly, treating them as disposable and such, and you're surprised, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so surprised that how this happened. No, you promoted it. You put that on your movies and TV shows. You put it on your movies, TV shows, video games, everything. Talk about San Andreas. Look at the stuff there in San Andreas. You say, I like it, but it's every single negative stereotype of black people and black men in particular. Yeah. That's the thing. It is how media is.
I want to say this right quick to kind of close this out real quick because I found on her comment. You said that Ricochet and Mercedes are white, Bobby Lashley is Panamanian, and MVP is biracial. Shelton Benjamin is the American Negro in the Hurt Business, the one that takes all the moves and the pins. Besides Swerve, who else does AEW present as important? Mike?
No one.
Not a single person.
No. Other than Powerhouse Hobbs, it's basically not.
Maybe no one single if on a good day.
With the success that Athena has had in Ring of Honor, can you make that an overall success for her?
Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty is a pure champion. It has significant wins in the belt, even though he should have won against the TV champions, Daniel Garcia. But
hold on. Lee Moriarty have been successful since he won the pure title.
Yes.
What you're saying? Okay, because before
he's been successful
like a motherfucker.
Since he had the pure champion.
How are the Shane Taylor promotions doing right now?
Lose. Win maybe sometimes, but lose mostly.
Oh. I'm starting to think that Tony Khan don't respect Shane Taylor, but he uses him. Eh. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole thing. They're a goon squad, and that's what, at the end of the day, a goon squad, and they are not really important. That's what it is.
One more thing, because just to finish this out, Percaton Ron said that Ricochet, Mercedes, and Bobby and MVP are black. Don't believe? Then go argue with BET or Ashe Wrestling. And
BET, who was owned by Viacom, run by white people.
Yeah. And we know that Ashe Wrestling is fucking King African and Caribbean and that bitch. They more all Caribbean wrestling than all Caribbean wrestling.
How did this motherfucker replying to me and got me blocked? Replying all my posts.
Because he unblocks you to reply and then blocks you back. That's what he been doing. I unblocked him today. Mind you, Percaton Ron was supposed to come up here today. I guess he didn't play the April Fool. I unblocked him for that reason. And of course, this motherfucker couldn't help but to let loose on every goddamn post I done made, and he couldn't wait for that shit. This cat is man, I done had this nigga blocked since the beginning of the year, and all I see nine crackers, like, dog. But I want to say that I brought that up. I want to read this again real quick because there's a point that's going to get lost if I don't. Ricky Starks is too small to be doing all them damn moves. And he just won.
Besides being small,
he got all them people at ringside and he just got beat.
I mean, look, he just looked like a fucking goblin, bro.
Spear.
Ricky Starks is a very big man. I don't know why they got him on TV.
Light bulb head.
Because they probably figured that he was, handsome when he was younger, and then he flipped on you real quick. You know how you get a real cute ass baby, and then it just one day they just form it to white babies usually be ugly as hell, and then they then some could turn cute or something. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's the spear. I think he fucked me up by doing the spear all the time. Like, you gonna break your shoulder one day.
That spear is his spear makes Edge spear look like Braun Breaker's spear.
The hug of death, as I call Edge's spear. Now, yeah, I don't care for it. That's what it is.
That's not working for me right here.
The hug of death.
Who the hell is that? Who is that? Ethan Page?
Yeah. So, where's Ethan? I would love Ethan Page to come out here and beat this full creature.
Now, mind you, for the record, who beat Trick Williams with the strap?
Geronimo. I mean,
Okay, never mind. I thought it was Ethan Page. Ethan Page, everybody think that Ricky Starks is an American Negro. He's not at all. And I'm just noticing that they keep trying to put Ethan Page with black people or people that's being perceived as black. Now, let me go back to this. Speaking of black, it says Ricochet, Mercedes, Bobby Lashley, and MVP are all black. I want to say this real quick. That's why I get really, really specific with terminology. Because sure, black mixed with black. If you African, you black. If you, Caribbean, you're black. We're Americans up here. And, we just want to see greater representation for American Negroes. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have any issue with any other black. people unless they're disrespectful. And generally, in those who dealt with others, you tend to notice that they are disrespectful, very disrespectful. But we deal with them on an individual basis. You know what I'm saying? When they don't overall that to, everybody. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to see more American Negro representation in an American organization. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure there are tons of Nigerians who are WWE fans who would like to see more Nigerians. Are they racist for that? For wanting to see that?
Oh, no. Everyone should have their own version of like pushing them forward. And I hate everyone just saying I'm black, so
push white folk for it. I encourage Asians to. You want to see Nintendo win the fucking title? Fucking go vouch for it. And I can't stop you from that. But don't try to hinder me from wanting to see American Negroes progress in an American station.
But hey,
cause see, y'all.
Like I said, it's about ownership.
Asians would get mad if I start. See, y'all don't even know how far we could take this. They could get real mad at me if I start advocating for more American Negroes to wrestle in these Japanese organizations. Y'all better be glad I'm keeping it local.
I'm about to head out right now, and
this 2 hours went by quick as hell. But real quick, because the main thing was Swerve Strickland and Booker T. First, just real quick, and fellas, we're gonna let Duke do this real quick because he do gotta go. Just give your thoughts real quick on everything that you know.
Well, honestly, I showed you the stuff there, including Vlad DMs and Booker T. And it goes back to Booker T not being honest. And honesty not really being a hard, we haven't raised or punished people not to, we haven't punished anyone for not being honest in our community. We have, promoted liars, deceivers, con men, grifters, and that's how people like DJ Academics and Vlad and all these horrible people have gotten to these positions where they are. Yeah, am I wrong? I mean, that's what it is. And also, like I said, we have no ownership of the media. We have no ownership of a consistent power in entertainment or anything else that is actually saying, not just black owned and say, we have a black, just a guy in front of the screen. I want someone behind the scenes, because that is the true power. And repeating it, but it is true. If you don't have that little number of black owned businesses, I honestly think if it was 15 or 20% instead of 1 to 3%, things would be a lot more different. And Swerve wouldn't be on black television. He'd be on a more black friendly, more African Negro friendly version and such. They'd be like, you know what? That wouldn't be the case. Because at the end of the day, you can go on and have 6 hour live streams and everything else talking about it. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a platform or any type of real sustainable foundation of ownership, not just in plumbing or anything else, something tangible or something like that, or in entertainment, we're going to see these stories again and again and again. So that's my thoughts on it. Have a good night, gentlemen, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, we
okay. My phone died, and luckily I was able to connect back to the space. Were y'all able to communicate while I was gone?
Yeah, and then drop it.
Yeah. Okay, so what are y'all talking
about? Do I need to say what I need to say again, or did y'all hear it?
No, if they heard it, did you hear it? Did y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard it.
Okay.
All right, I'll catch y'all later, then. Peace.
All right, appreciate it. Y'all can check Duke out on Duke CT Lounge Thursday nights at 9 p.m. live on YouTube on Duke CT Lounge. Real quick, I missed what he said, but I chatted with Duke just a little bit before this, so I got an understanding of where he's at with it. I do want to say this because I don't know if y'all are aware of this. Booker T said in his thing on his podcast that Vlad contacted him and he turned him down, and he came back and offered money and he turned him down. However, oh man, I'm about to block this motherfucker. I gave you an opportunity. Booker, apparently what Vlad sent, Booker was all for it and seemed excited about it. Is this manufactured? Is this real? Who knows? I don't know. But what I do know is that the interview didn't happen. And you gotta believe that a person of Booker T's stature, his credentials, would obviously that would be an interview that Vlad would do. So we gonna hear Booker response on that. Chad.
Yep.
What you think about what you know so far?
So far now, now we know the disagreement happened with Swerve Strickland. I've never really touched on the disagreement with the T. It seems like, and every bootleg does this. You know, they like to say these same words over and over. If I could do it, you could do it. Not, factor in the cards that individuals are dealt. And that's just not realistic. I've heard Stephen A. Smith say that, and what do these people have in common? They all are part of that group. I completely disagree. He basically said it's a talent problem. It's the same bullshit Stone Cold Steve Austin said 10 years ago on his podcast pertaining to one Kofi Kingston. It's not a talent issue. It's a lack of creative.
It's a lack of scouting. That not letting these guys in the door for one.
Yes.
Not letting them through the door.
And when they get there, they relegate them to, they box them into, a typecast. They can either play goofy buffoon or angry black guy.
And that's it. There's no in
between. I want to say this real quick for context of those that do not know. Can anyone explain what a Boulé person is?
A plan of white supremacy so they can convince the masses that, hey, we're not racist. See, we got this black person on here.
We got Oprah. It's generally that one black friend that just so happened to be in a, mind you, it's a class thing as well, because there are no broke Boulés. It's a class thing as well. It's generally that one black, your boss. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everything is okay. They're not so bad. Look at me.
We're not all like that,
We're not all like that. They're the first ones to tell you that we're all not like that. They're not going to give you no understanding of how certain people got like that.
And then, ironically, HBK, they're the first.
And they understand, and you better believe that most of them understand very well. But go ahead.
Yeah, and they're the main people that are waving their fingers in our faces, besides white folks, about delineation.
If you just pull your pants up and pull your bootstraps.
Well, it's funny because most of Boulé won't even talk to us directly.
Yeah.
Certain people directly. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain circle. I can't get into Frank's place right now. That's too much to explain. Mike, how do you feel about this situation? Let me stop right quick. How do you feel about Swerve's side, Chad?
I feel like Swerve's whole thing was a lot of the things we talk about on this podcast, as far as Triple H is dealing with people like us. I do feel like it's coming from a personal standpoint. I don't think he's trying to speak for all of us, if you get what I'm saying. I think it's just personal for him as well as it is for Booker T. I do agree a little bit about the treatment that he went through over there. I haven't finished the whole podcast. I'm watching it right now, actually. But I do agree with the treatment of black folks that he was saying on the podcast with Vlad. That's about it.
Okay. I'm gonna reserve some comments on that. Mike, how do you feel about both sides?
I agree with Booker T on that. It was stupid for Swerve to go on Vlad.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Swerve about the mistreatment of black wrestlers.
Okay, is there anything that you disagree with on either side?
Honestly, I disagree with Booker T trying to say, hey, I broke down barriers. It's like, bro, what barrier? When we're just still dealing with the same old shit of black wrestlers not getting the same amount of opportunities as white wrestlers.
You know, if Booker T broke down barriers, then why is Bianca Belair breaking down barriers? Why is Swerve Strickland breaking down barriers? Like, you know, and like I said on the last program, are we going to be breaking down barriers? Are we going to be breaking down barriers in 2050? Are we going to be breaking barriers in the year 3000? How many more barriers do we have to break just to be accepted naturally, equally? It won't.
The barriers aren't even real.
Barriers aren't even real. Just don't get.
Yeah, it's an illusion. They make you think that, the so-called barriers being broken, that's just a spin to make you think, hey, there's progress. Yet you still go on a WWE or AEW and you see that the black wrestlers, there's still not enough black wrestlers being featured prominently, getting the same opportunities as their white contemporaries.
You know, America can give so many black children hope that they could become the president of the United States of America because of Barack Obama. And that's all that they needed him for. They didn't need Barack Obama for nothing else. Which, by the way, Barack Obama is Kenyan and white.
Yep.
He's a white man.
Dad's Kenyan, mama's white.
And he hates American Negroes.
He hates American Negroes. His mother is
shit on FBAs for riot for crashing out in Baltimore. He talks shit about them.
Waved his finger in our face when we didn't want to support Kamala. That's when I really said, "Oh no, this Negro can go to hell."
Yep, and we dragged him for it.
The funny part was he did it to the Boulés.
Oh no, I take that back. The most insidious thing that man has ever did was up the bounty on the side of Shakur.
Oh yeah.
That's the most insidious. That's when I say, yeah, you can go there.
Yeah.
Woman ain't doing nothing to nobody. You go there.
When people start realizing that these other ethnic groups come over here and they do the bidding for white folk. Because, I mean, let's be honest, American Negroes don't have any real power. I mean, who is the most power, who has the most power? Who is the most powerful American Negro in the history of America? Okay. Who is the most powerful American Negro today? Okay. So we have no real, powers in none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So We don't have any powers in the education system.
Nope.
We don't control these criterias and distribute the funds and where the funds should go or what we should do. You know what I'm saying? We could live in these neighborhoods and we could pay taxes to our city and our states, but we don't have no say in how things are operated and ran. They took these neighborhood watches and chose to just ram them with police.
Mm-hmm.
Like, things was getting handled a lot better then. So I'm trying to see, we don't have no control. We don't have no power. Like, Duke pointed out, we got 5% of ownership, of these businesses in America.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 14% of the population.
That's their number. That's their number.
Oh, I know. But feel me with the point I'm trying to make real quick. If that's the true number, if that's the true number, why we can't have 15% of the wealth? It's a small number. I know the answer to it. HBK knows the answer to it. Because if you give us 15%, I give you to 2027, that 15 will turn to 30. White people know that better than us. That's why they do what they do.
One of the notes that the owner brought up last week that I didn't get a chance to, we was all over the place last week and I didn't get a chance to elaborate on that for real, was, this white was telling me that Mexicans is taking over the country and if they do, then black people are really gonna feel it. And I'm like, white folk point their fingers at Jews and now they point them at Mexicans. Y'all got all these concerns. This is y'all people concerns. These are y'all concerns. And yet y'all still find ways to focus on Negroes. That is, you know what I'm saying? They're not even trying to get us to come together. In a sense, they are. They're not even trying to get us to come together. Like, hey, it's the Jews. I'm telling you, it's the Jews. Look, let's take these people out together. They literally trying to still put us beneath. Utilizing these other ethnic groups to put us beneath. Like, y'all focus. Yeah, that is coming back to bite them in the ass today. And it's like they still don't fucking get it.
No.
I'm telling you, if you deport anybody who got here at the 1900, American Negroes is going to dominate America.
That's a fact.
White folk is going to become that 1% they were talking about in America. Oh yeah, think about it. Go talk to your coworkers and shit and ask them where they from. Go ask them their ethnicity. Yeah. Owner.
Yes,
How do you feel about both sides?
This is like a damn Coon out. The Coon, the ball out, brawl for the Coon.
God damn.
The Coon out.
This is fucking hilarious. This is
Coon.
Hilarious. I was back and forth and I was gonna give it to Booker. I talked to you a couple of hours ago. I talked to you around 2 or 3 o'clock or something.
Like, how much credit can we really give either of these men, in this arena, in this area? We know where they stand.
Well, look, I talked to you about 2 or 3 o'clock, right? Now, when I was talking to you, when I called you, I was pissed. I was like, this motherfucker went out, said this, that, other.
Yeah, but you went back and
I'm thinking, wait a minute. When I thought about it, it was some holes in what I was talking about. So I'm like, okay, let me go back and listen to the interview. Let me go listen to the whole interview right quick. And I went and I listened to as much as I could, and then Booker, I was feeling what Booker said. I get it, you know, because he wasn't saying all that I shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought that what I heard last night, when I first heard it last night, I was out of it. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out my sleep and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I know I didn't hear what I think that I just heard. This nigga just said that. How can you say some shit like that when you should look at me as some shit? However he put that. You know what I'm saying? That Boulé type shit. If I could do it, you could do it. And if you can't do it, that means you never had the talent or the ability anyway. Now, mind you, he is talking about one of the best wrestlers in the world today. And Booker may not see it that way because, hey, let's face it, Booker may not watch AEW. he may not, just because the world knows Swerve Strickland is, Booker is still on his own thing too. You know, he probably don't watch all the wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Nor does he have to. You know what I'm saying? But he has made it clear that he has given him credit, high credit, whenever he did talk about him. So he is at least aware of Swerve and his matches. First, Swerve should not have fun on Vlad. And I do believe that was an AEW call, and I do believe that Swerve just do what he told. You know what I'm saying? And plus he figure pressed this, that, and the other, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have went there. And he did go there. But you went there and you mentioned things that you wouldn't mention anywhere else. All these other interviews that you have done, how come you never brought this up then? And, you know, I said this last week. You know, it's always a big misconception about the Vince McMahon nigga situation. Listen, I get it. And Booker even, you know, elaborated on that. It was stupid for him to do it, you know, but that's, you know, it was an old man thing. You know, tried to come off playing cool, this, that, and other, and it just came off fucking stupid. It just didn't work, but he did it. And I took the position of Booker should have checked him. However, Booker was in the transitional period during that time, too. He needed a job. You know, I felt that Booker ate a lot of shit. And he said that he ate a lot of shit. But it's funny because I do believe in the 90s, especially when you had no social media outlet. You had no real outlet to let all this stuff out. Hell, you had to stay tight-lipped. But now you a free man. In the free world, I should say. And you can't exploit, hey, Eric Bischoff, you know, Kevin Nash, you know, Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? You still want to play it safe. You should be encouraging Swerve to speak out more. You should encourage American Negroes to speak out more. Then I heard Booker talk more. You know what I'm saying? You did set the groundwork based off of hard work. American Negroes. How come you didn't point out that American Negroes had to work 3 or 4 times harder than anybody else just to get some type of success? You know, Scott Hall got one of the greatest punches of all times, right? I'm pretty sure everybody could agree to that. Right? Wrong? No? Yes? I need an answer.
Right. Yep. He great work.
Yeah.
Got it.
Booker's is better. Booker's sidekicks was better.
Mm-hmm. Thrust kick. Big thrust kick.
You know what I'm saying? And the name fit with the move. It was the big thrust kick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He had to work 3 times harder. Still couldn't get the same money. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, WWE have treated him well. I remember, you know, I personally think they was fucking. But Linda McMahon was a big fan of Booker T. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, whatever. Everybody always got that one Negro that they like. You know what I'm saying? He's safe. He don't have a bad attitude. He come in, and not to mention he's a great worker. As a matter of fact, he's better than anybody on my roster. And you can use him any way that you want to. And Booker said it in that interview. Listen, I didn't argue. I don't give a fuck what they want, you know, my wife to get raped or, you know, my wife to eat worms, have another man kiss her with worms in her mouth and none of that shit. I'm just gonna do, I don't care if they got a white man beating me in the grocery store. He said this. I was just gonna do what I was told. And listen, to be fair, that's how the business works. It's funny because Booker never got to that stature to where he could tell Vince, I'm not comfortable with this shit. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Even at the ass end of his career, if he chose to tell Vince McMahon what time it was, I'm out. You ain't got pulled like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You want to know why they weren't openly racist to you? Because that's not how white folk do today. That's a big misconception about white folk. That's not how they operate today. They got a code, and if you break that code, Jed, if you call him a nigger to his face and everybody see you, we gotta let you go. You know? I got to.
Nick Fuentes just entered the chat. White folks don't like that shit when you sit out there and expose their racism, flaunting it like that. They
can't stand it. Don't think that they scolding this person for you. They're scolding them because all you're doing is hurting our image now. It's making it harder for us to move. Fuck. Fuck. Jed, fuck. That is crazy. So, you know, I said Boulé versus Coon owner, but then after I got off the phone with you and I listened to more in the interview, it got more Coonish. We shouldn't be talking about this race shit in 2025. What?
We don't live on the planet should.
Nigga, you just said that racism didn't end in the 90s. I find it funny because MVP, you know, nobody gets specific with their stories. You know, this MLK situation happened, but you won't bring no names out. You know what I'm saying? Devon, you got these stories, but you won't bring no names out. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, and I noticed it specifically with these wrestlers. They got these stories, but they won't say no names. Why are you Billy Jack Haynes gonna come out and tell you all day, naming them. You know what I'm saying? Ric Flair would drop names like a son of a bitch. Why is it that this topic is sensitive, first of all, today? Why is it sensitive today when your career is over with? Because Booker still got a family to feed. Booker still got kids that, if they wanted to go to the WWE, they could. If they wanted to do anything else, college, whatever, the WWE could pay for that. You know what I'm saying? This is his job. With that being said, I believe that Booker got free reign on his show. But do you believe that the WWE directed Booker to bring up the other element that he brought up as far as we should not be focused on race and color in 2025. We should go out there and be the best wrestler that we can and take our chance.
I mean, I think that's. I don't think they came directly to him and said that.
Do you believe that Booker truly believed that? So for him to go out and say this on the large platform,
I mean, on some level, he must feel that way.
You know, American Negroes look at Booker T as the number one when it comes down to representation. And listen, Booker has a lot of American Negro students, and he has been influential in a lot of American Negroes' careers, specifically. So that's not even fair to call him Boulé or none of that shit, honestly, because he has. And Booker hasn't shown no type of Coon shit. And I've always believed that he was Boulé, but it wasn't because of his actions. It's just a personal belief that I had. But it wasn't because of his actions. Booker never came off Boulé to us. Booker never came off as he's one of them Negroes that look at Negroes less than. I never got that from Booker. That's why I was shocked that when he was saying the shit that he said today, last night or whatever, that's why I was shocked that we got that. That's why I say that was directed by the WWE.
The one thing he said,
Booker don't say no Coon shit.
The one thing he said that was most striking was that it must be a talent drop off. That's why we don't see Montez and Angelo on PLE.
But that caters to what Triple H said, though. That's why I say it was direct. That's what got me. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's what the key piece that got me. You said it's about talent. However, I just, Booker helped out and mentored a lot of American Negroes that's successful today. You know what I'm saying? He can't believe that it's a talent drop off. He know that these people are fucking talented. I want to say this too. I don't want to neglect this part. Booker T got a school. He also got an indie promotion, but he got a school attached to that. And the WWE do use a lot of his students. So, Booker probably do not want to fuck that relationship up with the only means of him making money for the rest of his life. They're literally paying for his promotion. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All that money goes right back to him.
HBK, did discrete profits come from Booker T school?
I don't know. I don't believe.
I know Roxanne Perez came from there. I know the Usos came from there.
That's what I'm saying. One of his students is about
Zilla Fatu is
one of his Zilla Fatu is about the main event WrestleMania. Booker probably don't want to fuck that up. When you got the weight of the world, and Booker was probably, Booker did make a point to say if you was on the movie set. See, I just wish that I get what Booker was saying, but you got to remember, you talking to a bunch of white folk too, and they could take things out of context and use that shit completely against you for the rest of the duration of their life. They will do that. Oh, Booker said. So even though American Negroes could get what Booker was telling them, you know what I'm saying? You got to be cool. You can't act off of impulse every time somebody call you a nigger or this, that, and the other. Especially whatever position you in. You could go to prison. You could lose your life. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But when you're on the public platform and you're talking to these white folk, you have to make it clear what the problem actually is. Why did Swerve say what he said? Because Booker understand that part too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for the fact that he used Triple H's terminology, hey, we don't see color, we see talent. And you're saying that there's a talent drop-off when you know that it isn't. When you know that it isn't. When you sat there and you watched Carmelo Hayes' progression.
Yep.
What's the problem? You got to note that. So either Booker is going to get a bigger bonus this year,
company man,
or but at the same time, once again, can you fault him when the weight of the world is on his shoulders? You got students for decades that could come through you. Or would you want to fuck that up? Ask yourself that. What makes a coon a coon?
No, I was listening to Dick Gregory on Al Jazeera, and this must have been 10 years ago. They asked him, from the time you were marching and doing shows, running south in the 50s, what's changed? He said nothing.
Not a goddamn thing. It don't matter how you go about your fight. Everything is going to be the same. Barry, what's up?
This is the conclusion of this throwback edition of Wrestling with Racism. We want to thank every single American for tuning in. Just a reminder, we will return on SummerSlam Night 1 with a live edition of Wrestling with Racism. In the meantime, we want to need every single American to take care of yourselves as an individual and protect one another as family. As our dearly beloved ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly, we are one. And that's the way it is. We
here at Wrestling with Racism hope that each and every single American Negro enjoyed this edition of Wrestling with Racism. As we can assure you that wrestling with racism is not the easiest thing in the world to do. We here at Wrestling with Racism aim to exploit white truths. However, white truths isn't the easiest thing to live through. As we continue to wrestle with racism, we are in the second half of our second season, and Wrestling with Racism is hiring for key positions. We are actively seeking an editor. If you are an editor and you are an American Negro, please feel free to DM me your resume. You must be in tune with professional wrestling and social issues regarding race, specifically with American Negroes. You may DM me at non-crackers@al with the L on the end on Twitter X, which is also the place where you can find more white truths. Wrestling with Racism is also actively seeking an associate producer. Please DM me your resume if you are interested in the position. You may also DM me at non-crackers@al on Twitter X, which is also where you can find more white truths. To American Negroes, we encourage you all to voice your opinion on the state of professional wrestling and American Negroes' participation in professional wrestling on camera and behind the scenes, also in executive roles. If you would like to join HBK 400, Deportation 2025, the owner of a stolen gun, and our trusted, valued
correspondents, Foundational Bearded American, and Duke CT from the Duke CT Lounge. Feel free to DM me at NonCrackersAtAl on Twitter X, which is also the place where you can find more white truths. It is important for our voices to become collective as we are truly facing erasure. American Negroes, take care of yourself as an individual and protect one another as family. As our ancestor, Frankie Beverly, stated plainly, we are one, and that's the way it is. We here at Wrestling with Racism would like to thank each and every single American Negro for tuning in to this program. If you are not subscribed to Wrestling with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. Be sure to also tune in to Wrestling with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, Spotify, and at NonCrackersAtAl on Twitter X, where you can find more white truths. This is also very important as we continue to wrestle with racism. American Negroes and American Negroes only, feel free to leave your comments below. Wrestling with Racism will return next week with a new edition of Wrestling with Racism. In the meantime, take care of yourselves as an individual, one another as family, as our dearly beloved ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly.